Hello everyone, this is Jotto, and I just want to say thank you so much. I've just hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is a massive landmark for me. I've been making videos for about 3 years now, and I finally hit the 2K mark. I was kind of stuck at 1800 for a very long time when I was making Hearthstone videos, because it just felt like there wasn't any sense of community when I was making Hearthstone content. I would make these like big high production shows that would be publicized heavily and they get a large amount of views, and then I'd gain a few subscribers and then they'd all leave by the end of the week because no one was posting comments, no one was really interested. It was just kind of like, oh, watch this content from this random guy and then move on. So I was just stuck when I was making Hearthstone content, and it really did demoralize me. And I remember about a year ago I just made a video saying I was just going to stop doing Hearthstone content and I was going to try with some other game and see if that worked. And the game I chose was Spellweaver, and it worked out really well. I'm really happy with how far things have come in the past year. I feel like I'm actually part of a community now, which is something that I wasn't able to say a year ago. Because you got people that are just posting comments about just random things, some people pointing out my mistakes, which is always appreciated. People asking me questions about the video, or just asking my opinion on something, and it does mean a lot. Just being able to see a little bell have a little notification so that you can just talk to some of the people that actually watch your videos, it does mean a lot. Especially considering when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter what videos you're making, if no one's watching them, they're not worth making. So being able to actually interact with the people watching is something that does mean a lot to the actual content producer. By the way, if you want a cheap laugh, go look at some of my older videos, and I mean the really old ones. Like, the first video I ever made is still on my channel. Yes, I haven't deleted it, probably should, but I haven't deleted it, and it is laughably bad. It is really bad. Like, if you want a cheap laugh, go watch that video. It's horrific. But, yeah, I have watched it a few times, just kind of think, wow, I've come quite far in the past 3 years when it comes to making videos. But, yeah, it's always entertaining to look at just how far things come over time, and the majority of that is just feedback, both negative and positive. Positive feedback so I know what to do more of, and negative feedback so I know what to avoid, pretty much. But yeah, Spellweaver as a community, and some of the other communities I've gone into over the past year, like Duelist was the other major one, they've just had something that the Hearthstone community didn't have, and I think it's because they're just smaller card games, so people are more willing to interact with each other, which is something that I hope we don't lose over time, because I think it's a really important thing in the community. But anyway, second part of this video, some people have been asking me whether or not I'm going to do a Patreon campaign at some point. So, considering the landmark, I decided to actually open one. Link to that's in the description. Any money I make off it will be going towards recording equipment, pretty much. So whenever anything breaks or could be upgraded for better quality, then I'll go ahead and get it. But anyway, as far as the Patreon campaign goes, if that takes off, I will be doing more content, obviously, but I'll be doing a video series where once a week I look at 3 or 4 decks submitted to me by Patreons, and I get the lists, see what improvements I can make without actually losing the spirit of the deck, which means I'm going to get some interesting stuff thrown at me, like 3-color Reanimator, and I don't know, just things like Shamans. I'm expecting a lot of Shaman decks. But yeah, trying to actually make these not necessarily competitive, but playable in some cases. But yeah, if you just have a deck that you're not really sure about and want to throw my way, then that's also something you could do. And with the next set coming out in the next month or so, I think it's, yeah, the end of next month is when we're getting the next set. So there'll be tons of deck ideas everywhere, so I'm looking forward to that stuff. But anyway, in the next couple days, well, tomorrow I'll be streaming my Masters qualifier run, hoping it actually goes well this time, and I'll also be recording a deck building for new players video. Haven't decided which 2 starter decks I'm going to use yet, but I'll definitely be doing one of those. And then in the coming days, I'll be doing a deck tech on OD soldiers most likely, and then eventually something on 1-turn heal. Yeah, I didn't think I'd cover 1-turn heal ever, but yeah, I'm actually considering it right now. But anyway, thanks again to everyone that's stuck around. If you've been around for a long time, I am very curious to see if anyone has actually been watching me for more than 2 years. That's an achievement on your end, by the way, considering how awful some of my content was 2 years ago. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how many of you are still around. But thanks again, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.